What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. Today, we are kicking off our fantasy football season. We are doing our first mock draft here on NSP. So I'm super excited. I've been waiting for this for months now. I know Vince is super excited. He's really into fantasy. And we're going to jump right into it because we really haven't done this live or haven't done this type of draft. So I don't know how long it's going to take exactly. Today, we're going to be doing the SFB satellite. SFB stands for Scott Fishbowl Satellite for Charity. Um, Mock draft, or not a mock draft. This is a draft that you enter for $5 and winner takes all. Actually, no, I think they pay like the first 12 people.
It's something like that. It just depends on how many people are in it. I think this one is 12 though, yeah. So
Well, let's go ahead and answer. Let's go ahead and do the 30-second one, not the 8 hour pick. I don't know who does that.
I know that that's a little insane. Hopefully they have notifications for those people who are on the 8 hour one, because geez.
Oh man.
What?
Okay, so we are literally waiting for three people. Is it a three-person
Nice.
draft?
I think this one's a 12 one.
I thought it was a 12 one too.
Yeah, because I think there's some that are filled. I think we're just waiting on three more. So I think we have like 9 people in here, including us.
Okay. So let's say even if you wanted to, right, you could join this and maybe have a chance to join with us. So I think that'd be pretty cool. I think I've seen that in other fantasy shows, and I like how other people like to get interactive with them and take their picks that they're going for or whatnot.
I know.
But this is a super weird fantasy season because I'm going to do something that's way out of my comfort zone. And here I am starting to release all the secrets, but I'm pretty sure y'all get the gist of what everyone's doing this season. I want to go wide receiver heavy. I'm a running back guy. I love to hit the elite running backs first, but this year I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to be using the NSP cheat sheet. So if you want access to that, you're going to have to join our Discord. And if you do, you will gain access to all of our off-season and during the season fantasy football information, talk, topics, or whatnot. But I'm going to be using the cheat sheet that we've made to help us get through today's video. And I want to go wide receiver heavy, Vince. So if you don't mind, I would like to have the first pick. Vince and I are going to be
Go ahead.
alternating picks here.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'll follow your lead with the wide receiver heavy, because I think I think it's a good idea because right now there's a lot of running backs who are switching around. You don't know how each team is going to utilize them, and then of course if you get one of the top running backs and you're like satisfied with it, and then they go down during the season, it's like bust right there. So we'll see. We'll see. I think wide receiver heavy is the way to go.
It has to be the way to go. In, through my eyes, making this cheat sheet, you see there's a lot more wide receivers that you could get, right? But as far as value wise of the running back, if your name's not Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, Jonathan Taylor, then you kind of get the same level of opportunity with every running back that's available, right? So all these other running backs, they have an opportunity to be that consistent guy that gets you 10 to 12 points each game. While wide receivers, you have probably about 15, maybe max 20 guys that are able to get you a consistent game basis, and even it's not really going to be consistent, and the rest of those guys are going to show you like 3, 4, 5 points a game, and you don't want that. You can't afford to do that. So that's why we are driving our importance in wide receiver this year for fantasy football draft. It looks like
Yeah,
we are waiting
man.
for four people now. People are
I
getting
know
tired of
someone's
waiting here.
dropping out.
Yeah. In the
Yeah.
meantime, we could. Oh no, we're waiting for three now. People are actually filling in right now. I might even encourage you, Vince, to even join in on this if we are
Shoot, let me
still waiting for
see.
people.
Let me
Um,
see if I still have my Underdog app.
that'd be insane, right? Like if you just join in. So all these players are filled, and we're waiting on three more. Okay, yeah. Oh, we're waiting on two more people now, Vince.
There you go. I gotta
Oh,
get there fast. Gotta get there fast.
dude, honestly, this is super fun, guys. And I don't know if you guys are betting people, and if you do have a problem or have an addiction with betting, go find help. There's a lot of hotlines out there. We could help you all out. We're not professionals, but we'll talk you through some decisions that you're trying to make. We are here for you. But this is super fun. It's $5 a draft for this one. I know there's another one that's $25 a draft, $3 drafts, and also $100 draft, which that's big money right there. We're not just there quite yet. I'm spending my money elsewhere on so much nonsense um, that unfortunately I don't get to bet on my fantasy football picks. Not just yet. We'll get there. We'll get there though.
Let's see.
So it looks like we're still waiting for two people here. I was tempted. Let's see. In risk of leaving this draft, I'm not going to leave the draft here. So if I go to drafts here and I go to home, there's this Chihuahua Superflex draft that I kind of want to do. So if this video gets popping, I might do that next week on Thursday. So if you get the gist of things, Thursday is going to be our new fantasy day. So if you like fantasy football, if you like mock drafts, we're going to start off with mock drafts. They're going to start off with, rookies to look out for, top 10 wide receivers, top 10 running backs, quarterbacks, so on and so forth. And then we're going to see like some big time sleepers that no one's really talking about, but could potentially be a league winner on your team. I don't know where we're at now. I want to go see what we have live here. Never mind, not there. NFL. How do I see where our draft is? Active. There it is.
Yeah, active, yeah.
Satellite. We are waiting. Oh, draft is starting
Woo!
pretty soon. I don't know. Did you join, Vince?
No, I was trying to log in right now.
Where are we? Let's see. We are A4 Energy. If y'all don't know, that's my gamer tag on almost every game we play. See, we're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're pick 6, which is the apps. I don't like that pick. I want to be last. I want to be 9th or 10th. I think this is a 12-man draft, so that changes things dramatically. But 6 here, Vince, you're kind of getting into the danger zone, right? You miss out on all your top wide receivers and you miss out on the top running backs. So you got to make a decision. Do you reach for someone like Kelsey, or do you just go for the next man up as far as wide receivers? Because there's some pretty big dogs out there.
Honestly, man, it's hard to tell because we don't know if these guys, this first guy right now, he's on the clock. So we don't know if he's going to go wide receiver heavy just like we are, or if he's going to go running back heavy. Usually, if they go running back heavy, it turns out in our favor and we can get one of those top wide receivers. But we'll see how it shakes out. It's just dependent on who they pick.
They got
So
Justin Jefferson, first pick. Not surprised.
yeah,
Jamar Chase goes quickly in the second pick. I would not be surprised if we see Christian McCaffrey go here. On my cheat sheet, Vince, on number 6, I have Tyreek Hill. Christian McCaffrey goes third.
yep.
Tyreek Hill goes fourth. Now we got. I do not want to reach for Cooper Kupp. I want to get Stephon Diggs, but I still don't know if he's going to be playing for the Bills. I believe he will, but we do not know. Austin Eckler is still up there. I don't want to waste a 6th overall pick on, here we are, on Bijan Robinson. So now we got some tough sledding to go. We got Stephon Diggs, but where is he going to land up, right? What is he going to do? We got Travis Kelsey. Do we reach for him? I think not, Vince. I think we're going to
Yeah.
do exactly what I've told myself that I'm not going to do, and I'm going to draft a running back. We are drafting Austin Eckler, Vincent. That is us right
Might as
there.
well. Might as well. He's going to be fighting for a big contract upcoming.
And Kelsey
But
goes
let's
immediately
see.
after him.
Wow.
Oh,
This
wow.
is the only bad thing about being the 6th pick here with 12 people here. And now we got to wait 11 more picks until our next one.
You see,
So
I felt like
it's
taking Kelsey at 6 was a little bit of a reach.
yeah.
Just a tiny bit. I think 7's good. I think 7's a good reach. 8th is perfect. I think he's going to land somewhere around there in 8th. So
Bijan just went off. AJ Brown just went off, and Stephon Diggs was at number 8. So wow. So yeah, I think everybody's going wide receiver heavy. It seems like we're gonna have to snag the best wide receiver we can get 8 picks from now.
8 picks from now, I doubt CeeDee Lamb or Garrett Wilson or Devontae Adams will be there. Amon
I
Ron, I
don't
feel
think
like he's
so.
a good pick. I think Jalen Waddle will also be
Yeah.
available unless we double down, Vince, and get an absolute unit in our running back team where we get Jonathan Taylor or Nick Chubb or even
I
Saquon. They're all available. Look, they're taking all
yeah.
wide receivers right now.
I think it honestly, if Saquon or if Jonathan Taylor just falls to us 5 picks from now, I think that is probably the best thing we can do at the pick that we're at.
Remember,
Because
you have
by
the next pick.
yeah.
So this is a team effort here. But
Yeah.
if we win, I'm taking all the money though. Okay.
Sounds good. You spent your money, so you get to reap the benefits. But I'm gonna see right now. I'm gonna wait maybe three more picks, and then I'm gonna ask you to rotate from one running back to wide receiver. The
I'm
little
on it.
task bars right there.
I am
We
on
still
it.
got some time. See, Devontae Adams, Chris Olave is going off.
They are
It's
ignoring the running
dude, they're
backs.
taking them. Nobody's got any running backs. If you look at the Q list, like right before us, everybody has either a tight end or wide receiver.
Now we have a chance of getting an absolute unit in our
Yeah.
backfield here if one person doesn't take one of these three guys. And he reached
Oh,
for Jalen Hurts. I've heard about this. I heard
what a
about people
guy.
reaching the second round for Jalen Hurts. This is absolutely amazing, guys. What do we do here? So we got our first quarterback taken off the board. Vince, what Nick Chubb is off the board.
He's off.
Do we
So it
go
seems it's
two receiving backs?
I think that's gonna have to be the move here. So we're on the
Mahomes is
clock.
off the board.
They reached again. I don't know about doing the quarterback this early, but I feel like maybe in the next pick we can do quarterback. I'm thinking we're gonna have to go Saquon Barkley here. I think he's gonna be the workhorse there. I'm
Saquon
not
Barkley.
100% sure
Well,
on
we had 2
JT.
seconds left, so I picked.
Yeah.
So Saquon Barkley is our guy. We have an absolute unit in our backfield. I'm super excited about that. But now I am a little worried about our wide receiver core. Carlos, what's going on? Appreciate you being here. We are doing a live mock draft here on Underdog Fantasy. This is the first one of our fantasy season. We're doing it together. So Vince is either going to win me money or we're going to lose money together. Let's
Let's
see.
see, man.
We
So
got to
see
go wide
now
receiver, right? We have to.
running backs are falling off the board as soon as we picked Saquon. But yeah, I think we have to go wide receiver after this. Either that or we got to get one of the top QBs to save ourselves.
I like a couple of options here. I don't agree that Devontae Smith is so high up. Um, he's an inconsistent wide receiver, very talented, but he fights for the ball with a star wide receiver that's over there. DK Metcalf has evolved himself to be more of a consistent fantasy wide receiver instead
Or
of
he
an
went,
explosive 20-point fantasy. You're not going to see that from DK Metcalf, maybe one
yeah.
game out of the season, but this guy's going to consistently get you that 12 points that you need from game to game basis. And I think that is what we need to do because it's hard to find in the wide receiver room. Amari Cooper is also eye candy right now. Keenan Allen, I think that's a guy that everyone's sleeping on right now.
I think it was the injuries last year, man. He was super affected by the injuries. I think if he has a good non-injurious season, I think he's going to be one of the top sleeper picks.
This guy
We're on the
takes
clock right
Derrick
now.
Henry in the third round. We are on the clock. I'm
Wow.
looking at wide receivers. Let me see what tight ends have to offer as well. We have Mark Andrews. That is, oh, we have to pull the trigger on wide receiver. And I am going to go Keenan Allen over Calvin Ridley. I like Calvin Ridley a lot, but if you look at Keenan Allen, you'd be insane not to pick him up. Yes, he's up there in age, right? But if it take away those injuries, you have a beast of a wide receiver. And I am
Yep.
taking that risk over going Calvin Ridley because Calvin Ridley has missed a lot of time over a season. And also, he has some studs out there in the wide receiver room with Christian Kirk and Zay Jones.
Yeah, man, I think that was the correct pick there because we all know when Keenan Allen's on the field, he's getting at least 7 to 8 receptions, if not double-digit receptions on some games. We know that the Chargers are pass heavy. Even with Eckler back there, he takes up a lot of pass catching, but I still think that Keenan Allen is either the first option or the second option behind Eckler. So good. I think here, man. Oof. I want to see. Can you click on the wide receivers for me? I think we're 8 picks away, but I still want to see who's there. So we got DeAndre Hopkins, who isn't on a team or yet. So
Ooh, but we know what he can do.
I know that's the risk that you take by drafting him. We are still 8 picks away, so I don't know if he's gonna be there.
I'm
But
surprised that he's available right now.
I think everybody's just scared. You can see his average draft position there is 42. So he has fallen quite a bit from his graceful draft picking position in previous years. But let's see, man. So we're 6 picks away now. People are starting to mix and match wide receivers and running backs. It's going to get a very decisive here. So let me go ahead and see the quarterbacks that are on the board. I want to see. So there's Lamar, there's Joe Burrow. We know Joe Burrow is always going to have a field day, but we have 5 more picks until it's our turn. Go ahead and click on tight ends for me. I want to see it gives my tight ends some love. So TJ Hawkinson, George Kittle. Now, here's a question I want to ask you, AJ, since you're a 49ers fan. Is
Okay.
George Kittle coming out and catching passes this year, or is he still maintaining his block first role?
George Kittle's going to come out and catch passes, but guys, don't get fooled, okay? Even though he's right up there with Kelsey as one of the best tight ends in the league, he's not going to be the guy that's going to get you 15 points a game. That is not him. There's going to be games where he gets 2 points a game, and it's going to happen multiple times because that ball gets shared a lot, and his role is much more than just a pass catching tight end. He is blocking a lot. So, guys, don't spend too much money, don't spend too much value on George Kittle being an outstanding tight end. He is better than average, but he is not going to be that guy that fills in a Travis Kelsey or Mark Andrews.
Alrighty, so we're 2 picks away. Now we're 1 pick away. Let's go back to the wide receivers there, AJ. I want to see who's still on the board. So you see we have Christian Watson, DeAndre Hopkins. I like Terry McLaurin too. This is about the average position where he's taken at.
We're on the clock.
Uh, let's see. It's either him or Joe Burrow for me. I
10
think the
seconds.
way things are shaking out, I think I want to go Joe Burrow here. I think QBs are going to start flying off pretty soon.
Did we
So
get
I
him?
think,
We
yeah,
did.
we did.
Okay.
So
I
I
was
think
trying to
Joe
go as best
Burrow,
I could.
if he's not the first overall quarterback, he's in the top 5. So I think that's not too much of a reach there, in my opinion. I was trying to lean DeAndre Hopkins or Terry McLaurin, but I just feel like maybe those guys won't have the seasons that we're thinking of. DeAndre Hopkins' team that he's going to go to is still up in the air, so we don't know how he's going to be utilized, but we know he's going to be good. Uh, and there you go. Terry McLaurin was taken just to pick right after. So it's just that thought process of who you think is going to produce this season. So let's
I think
see.
this is very cool to see. We see Joe Mixon here still available, and you think to yourself, why is Joe Mixon still available? Why aren't people not picking him? It's simply because people don't like him anymore. They just
Yep.
they don't like him as a human being. He's a horrible person, but nothing's happening to him this season. I highly doubt he's going to miss time due to off-field situations. So he is still going to be a factor for fantasy football. Now, I would love to swoop him up if he lands with us, but if this name right here is still available as far as DeAndre Hopkins,
Dude.
that's what we need. We need a DeAndre Hopkins. And guys, I know everyone's afraid that, hey, D Hop, is it going to be the same thing with OBJ? How, he just never joins the team? No, it's not. He's going to play the season. He can't afford to miss a season due to his age. And we are 1 pick away from getting D
Ooh,
Hop
we got
in
him,
our lineup.
baby.
Come on,
We
baby.
got him.
Don't
We
do it.
got him.
Don't
This
hurt me
this
like
guy has
that.
3 receivers
He
already
has
on his team.
three
He ain't doing it.
receivers.
He
And
ain't doing
and
it.
Joe Mixon is off the board. And he takes D Hop. What are you
Oh!
doing? Oh my
Oh,
goodness. He
he
takes
is
D.
literally going wide receiver heavy.
Oh jeez.
Wow.
We need a wide receiver here. We
Hey
do.
man, we got your guy there, Chris Godwin. He's staring at me at this point.
But he
I'm
has
not.
no
This
quarterback, but
is
we
your.
got no choice.
This is yeah. I feel like the timer is getting lower and lower right now. Didn't they
That
say
is
30
tough.
seconds?
Oh my good. I can't believe he took D Hop right from under us. Right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, bro.
And it was at your favorite number too, 53. He got
It
swiped up at
was.
pick 53.
Jeez, and I
Jeez.
was I was tempted to get DJ Moore, but I think I was more confident in Godwin's ability with a bad quarterback than DJ Moore in a new system in with a quarterback that we don't know that's good yet. So
Yeah.
that's a huge question mark right there. So here, Vince, we need to address the elephant in the room, I feel like. And that is the tight end, the only position we do not have that scores valuable points for us. And I don't want to hear in the comments, all right? No kickers and defense and stuff like that. They matter, I get it, but there's no option here. We need a tight end unless you think otherwise, Vincent.
I think we may need to go wide receiver again just to see, because we just talked about the elephant in the room, that Chris Godwin and DJ Moore, they were probably the best picks to go with there at this point in time, the way that we've drafted. Uh, but I feel like we need some more security at the wide receiver position, especially since a lot of these guys are swooping them up at this point in time. So I guess we'll look at both. As we're 2 picks away, we'll look at tight ends, we'll look at wide receivers, and we'll see what's on the board.
Now that I'm looking again, Vince, you're 100% right. We do need to reinforce that wide receiver room. But look at the tight ends that are still available. There's still
It's
George
true.
Kittle,
It's a lot.
Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, who I know is going to have a great season. Those are the three guys that I'm looking at. Evan Ingram, I can throw in that mix, but I'm not as confident that I am with these guys over here. So
Yeah.
we look at running backs and wide receivers. I still see Marquise Brown, um, Tyler
Hit me,
Lockett.
Tyler,
I
baby.
don't want to double
Come on.
down in Tampa
Nah.
Bay. Man, this is
Yeah.
crazy. A lot of people are saying Jordan Addison is going to cause some havoc this season. I'm not too sure though.
He might. He might. It's just a toss up with these rookies, you know. They could come
Oh,
in and be beasts, and they could not. Oh, do you
oh,
see that too,
I
don't you,
see
AJ?
him. I see him. Oh my
Jeez.
goodness.
In my honest opinion, I think if we go wide receiver here at my pick, I think that Dalvin Cook will still be there at yours.
Really?
I think he will.
Well,
I
this
think
is
people
your
are
pick.
I think people are still a little too scared, but we'll wait for the next 3 picks. If someone starts going running back, then you know what? I agree with you that Dalvin Cook is the man. But it
We'll
seems
have
like
an
it's wide receiver tight end right now.
we'll have an absolute juggernaut of a team or in the running backs. We'll get carried strictly from our running backs. Okay, this is what we have, Vince.
Let's see.
We're on
Let's
the
go ahead and
clock.
click on. Oof, 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 oof. I don't know, man. I always believe in Tyler Lockett, but the way that we play, it's a little different. I'm thinking we got to go Dalvin Cook here. I think he's the solidified guy.
I love it. I love it.
Now, people might say that we're throwing blanks out here by trying to get DeAndre Hopkins, who's not on a team, Dalvin Cook, who's not on a team, but these guys have tremendous talent, and we know that they're going to get picked up before training camp. We know that even if they're not picked up by training camp, wherever they do go before the season starts, they're going to make an immediate impact. They're just those type of players. So these guys, don't be scared to choose them, but just don't choose them as your first or second uh,
Yeah.
round pick. You know, wait a little bit. They're gonna fall. Get them at the right time to where my team is doing good. I can take a little bit of a tiny risk that's most likely going to turn out well for me.
Nice. I completely agree there, Vince. I'm glad we took him because it's not bad if our team is getting carried by Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, and Dalvin
And
Cook.
Dalvin,
That
yep,
is not a bad team right there.
that's a dynamic trio right there.
Because we have our flex, right? Because there's a flex that gets played.
Yeah, there's a flex, and there's 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 QB, 1 tight end, and 1 flex. And then I think it says that we had like what 10 bench players, something
10
like
bench
that.
players. Yes, that is
Yeah,
correct.
that's freaking awesome. I love that. This is like a legit draft, but we're playing with people we don't know.
And I believe in these type of drafts, if y'all are wondering, they automatically put in the guys with the highest points. So that's
Hmm.
what gets so you don't do it. You draft and that's it. You don't touch it. So we're up
Let's
next,
see.
and
We're
oh
on the
my goodness,
clock.
we're on the clock. We have to get a wide receiver here. Oh, Brandon Cooks is a little cool. I like him. Cortland Sutton, Juju Smith Schuster. I don't know who to go here, Vince. I need your help here.
I think we got to take the risk on Jordan Addison,
I
man.
was
But
yes. I was thinking about it too.
I just think that even though He's with Minnesota, and we know Jay Jettas is going to be the main guy there. Jordan Addison is going to get open. He's going to get his catches. They want to get him involved as much as possible because that team, uh, they love to pass the ball, and they lost Dalvin Cook, who was a tremendous pass catcher as well. So those passing attempts are going to go to the next available talent, and that's Jordan Addison. So I think it's a good pick. Do I think our position is really bad at the way that we're picking? Yes. I think sixth position is just a horrible pick now that we're talking about it. But
Yeah,
let's see.
I feel like this we could have waited a little bit longer, but I don't know the way these picks are
It,
going
yeah.
and
It's
the
because
wide receiver.
we have so many picks in between after the pick that you just picked. So it's like we know that people are gonna fly off. Here though, let's see. Go ahead and click on tight end for me. I want to see who's at tight end. I feel like tight end is still going to be pretty decent.
A
Let's see.
lot came
This
off
is
the
gonna
board in tight ends
a
now.
lot did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Scroll down a little bit for me. Dalton Schultz. I think Dalton Schultz wouldn't be bad, but it's on the Texans. We don't know how their offense is going to be on the field, if they're going to be on the field at all, in my opinion. Huh. In my opinion, I say we might forego tight end, even though I love tight ends and I want to give them all the benefit of the doubt. A lot of those guys are going to get picked up later on because we're still in the 80s to 90s range for our picks, and a lot of those guys are averagely going in the 100 to 130. I think we can wait a round or two. I
I
still think we might need help in wide receiver.
I think so too. I want to point this out. Look, we're looking for wide receivers and running backs here. We still have someone like James Conner that's available in running backs. James Conner. Uh Actually, that might be the
Oh,
only one that's
Charbonnet, yeah,
Charbonnet is
yeah,
out there who might
but I
take a
don't
leap
know.
with Seattle.
He's not going to get as much playing time, but we're on the board. So let me go ahead and see receivers here as well. I see Michael Thomas there. I do not want to take any chances with him. I think the next available option might be Tyler Boyd or yeah, I think it's going to have to be Tyler Boyd for me because we don't have much time.
I'm throwing.
There we go.
We got it. Oh my
Woo!
gosh, that was tough. I lost it for a second.
Alrighty, Tyler Boyd is going to have to be our savior here at, what is this, our eighth pick? I believe
It,
it's our eighth pick.
I don't like this. I don't like this a lot. Is there a way we could see our board? I want to look at our
I know
board.
that there used to be a way. I don't know how it is on the computer.
I
Hmm.
do not feel comfortable right now. I want to see my board here. It's not letting me.
I think maybe we might have to click on our. You see where it says like who's on the clock right now? I think if we go to ours, maybe if we click on it, it'll show us. No.
No.
Yeah, I haven't done this in a while, my guy.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger since it's my pick. I'm gonna pull the trigger on a tight end because we absolutely need something out there, and we are running out of options really fast. And I like Schultz too, but then again, he's in Houston. The only other person that I kind of like is David Njoku.
Yeah, he has his games here and there.
I want to go Tyler Higbee too, but I don't want to risk that. I honestly might get the best available. David Njoku, Pat Freemuth is really good as well. I think Pittsburgh's really going to turn it around this year. But this is tough. We're so late in the game, and we do not have a tight end. This is not good. Not good for us.
Well, that's the risk we take because if you don't have the top three tight ends, you really are just fighting for who you think is going to be, you know, in the race for that mid-tier tight end. But we're on the clock
We
here.
are on the clock. They're saying that this kid is going to take over Dawson Knox's position. He just got
Ooh,
drafted.
I don't
Uh,
know,
I
man.
think we have enough risk in our team. I'm going to play it safe here. I'm going to get Njoku best available.
Not bad, not bad. I think that's the safe pick there. He has his games where he pops off. He has his games where he has like one or two catches, but he usually goes for a lot of rack yards because he's a pretty fast and big-bodied guy. So let's see. I think the next thing we might have to do here is we might have to check out running backs again. I don't know who's been flying off, but there's still some quality running backs here. Rashad Penny, he's in Philadelphia now. I don't think that's the best pick the way they utilize their running backs. Oof, it's getting scarce out here.
Honestly, I think the only starter I see here is Khalil Herbert for Chicago.
This is true.
And now that he doesn't have David Montgomery ruining all the fun, this might be a good late pick. But I'm still not very comfortable with our wide receiver room. I don't like Rashad
Yeah,
Bateman. I'm a big
don't
Bateman
like it.
guy, but they got a rookie this year. They got a rookie last year. And then they have OBJs, just like one freaking bone and a pack of hyenas. Who's gonna get it? I
Yeah,
don't understand. Or is Lamar just gonna run the ball all the time? You have J.K. Dobbins who's out there. Cortland Sutton
let's see.
is an interesting pick. I don't want to trust him. I didn't like him last year.
I don't either. I don't like the way he plays his game, in my opinion.
Remember how people are like, why is it Cortland Sutton in the top 10 wide receiver for fantasy football? You guys are idiots. You have Tyreek Hill on there. Like,
I remember that, bro. It was so dumb.
I was like, hey, dude, you just stick to what you do, all right? You could call me dumb, call me whatever all you want, but at least give me credit when credit is due, when we help you win your fantasy league.
This is true. So I see we're 6 picks away. Go ahead and click off of the running backs for me. I don't think we're gonna take a running back here. I'm
You have
trying to
Zay
see.
Jones,
Yeah, I see
Jacoby
Alan
Myers.
Lazard too. He's a little bit tempting, but I don't know how they're gonna translate over there with the Jets.
This could
Let's
be
see.
interesting.
This could be interesting.
Nico Collins could be interesting.
He,
Jonathan Mingo could be.
Nico Collins is a rising star apparently in Houston. I've heard a lot of noise about him from the Houston's mini
Adam
camps, I believe.
Thielen.
Wow.
Wow. That is. Oh, this is your pick. But I think Nico and Jonathan Mingo, since they are rookies, they will be there later. And I think Rondell Moore is pretty interesting because we know that Kyler Murray likes him as well as Hollywood out there. But Adam Thielen, you get a vet wide receiver with a young QB. That's basically his tight end, right? Like that's his go. That has to be his go-to guy. He's a big body wide receiver that can do it all. What do you go here? We're on the
Let's
clock
see.
here, Vince.
Let's see. Scroll up a little bit for me. I want to see who's still there. Oof. In my opinion, I think that those guys we've been talking about are still going to be there. I think I want to go Zay Jones this time. I think he's going to have a good season with Jacksonville.
Oh shit! I'm getting it like in the last second, man.
I feel like there's a little bit of a lag because there's like it starts off at 22 seconds, and I don't get why. It said
Maybe
before
like a
this that
grace period,
yeah, I
I
think
guess.
so. Because I think they said that there's gonna be 30 seconds per pick. So I don't know. Weird.
Yeah. So we are 8 picks away. I don't know, Vince. I'm a little worried now. So now we're loaded up on wide receivers, but they're not quality wide receivers.
Yeah, but we got to remember we do have some of the best quality in running backs.
We
So that's the
do.
trade-off there. Some people are gonna have the best quality in wide receivers, and we're gonna have the best quality in running backs. And I still think that we picked when I picked Joe Burrow, I think it was like a good. I didn't think it was a good pick at that time, but now that we're looking at it, we needed some more picks to focus on some high points players there. So I think Joe Burrow was a good one at our fourth. I think it was our third or fourth pick.
Our fourth pick, we took Joe
Yeah,
Burrow. I'm looking at the best available here. Juju's a big name, which honestly I think I know he's not getting paid as a wide receiver one, but I think he is the wide receiver one on that team. Alan Lazard, what is he going to do with Aaron Rodgers out there in New York? Jacoby Myers
yikes.
doesn't have a wide receiver. I mean, a QB. Khalil Herbert, I still like, and we could potentially need
Agreed.
another running back in case one of our boys gets hurt. Um, Elijah. Oh, Khalil Herbert got off the board. Dang it.
Please.
Elijah Mitchell is arguably the best handcuff in the league. Jerick McKinnon. We're on the clock here. Honestly, I think I talk a lot of shit, but I think I'm gonna go with Juju, and I think this could seal our deal with wide receivers.
I think so. I think that's pretty good there. You know, he is a quality wide receiver. He's not our favorite, of course, because of all the drama, all the TikToks, all the, he's just not the best receiver in my opinion. But at this point in time, I think we just need to solidify by having some guys who are going to make a difference on the teams that they are on. Let's see.
Now, call me crazy, Vince, but this is my thought process here. I'm thinking next pick we do another backup running back, and then the following pick we get another backup wide receiver, and then we start getting backup like QB and tight end.
QB and tight end, yeah. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. I think the way that running backs are starting to fly off, I think we need to go running back because someone just took Russell Wilson. Uh, it is going to be tricky. We still got 8 picks until we're there. So let's see. We got Tyler Algier, Devin Singletary's with Houston. I did forget about that. Let's see. Go ahead and scroll down like 2 or 3. There you go. Deontay Foreman. So Deontay Foreman is also the guy fighting for that starting position in Chicago against Khalil Herbert. I don't think that one would be a bad pickup. Sorry for my dog back there. She's over there trying to be sneaky. But I think maybe Deontay Foreman might be my pick here upcoming if he's still there. Just because it's him and Khalil Herbert who are fighting for that starting position. I don't think that the Bears are going to pick up anybody off of free agency. But I think that might be the best available there for someone who might still have the possibility of being a starter by the beginning of the season.
So we're looking at Dante Foreman here, huh?
Yeah, I think he just has the best skill set in my opinion. Sometimes Chicago wants that big, heavy running back. Khalil Herbert is not that type of running back. He's a fast, elusive pass catcher. So I think Deontay Foreman could be a guy who gets a lot of touches, despite still trying to see who's going to start there. But I know there is another running back that Chicago has. I saw him a little bit above Deontay Foreman. He's right
Right
there,
here.
Rashawn Johnson. Yeah, go ahead and click on that guy for me. I want to see. Is he a rookie? He is.
He is, yes. So they
Hmm.
might invest into him.
This is true.
We got 10 seconds.
I think at this point, I think we have the possibility of taking the risk here. So go ahead and draft him. We'll have our first rookie on here.
I know this is not like very appealing to some people, but remember, these late picks, they do matter. And you want to invest into people who are, backups, rookies who are really fighting for that first team position. Because if they get it, when they do get it, no one else has them. You got them for so cheap. And I talked about this all last year with Kenneth Walker. I talked about this with Madre Stevenson. I talked about this with who else did we talk about? Jawan Dotson. We talked about these guys. We did. We talked about them before the fantasy season started, and we got them late in the draft, and they really turned out for us. So these picks, they do matter. And that's why this next one for wide receivers, this is pretty cool because we still have Nico Collins here, Adam Thielen. I know he's not a rookie, but he is going to be that go-to guy for Carolina, especially with a young quarterback who's still trying to learn the game in the NFL. But really, that's really all I like here. Rice, I'm not too crazy about because he
Not in
might have a
Kansas
lot of
City.
potential there. But Kansas City, as we all know, they pass the ball a lot and they pass it to everyone. Kelsey's going to be the
Ooh,
only consistent guy.
there
We're at
went
one pick
Adam
away.
Thielen.
Oh, they took out Adam.
They
This guy
took
screwed us
him.
before. Will he screw us again? He has 7 wide
Yes,
receivers. Don't
7.
you dare take
He's
Nico Collins. We are
he's
taking Nico Collins
gatekeeping.
here. I want to
He
see
was
real quick who else
gatekeeping.
is here. Jaden Reed, Green Bay. He's not going to be anything in the league. Yeah, Donovan Peoples Jones is interesting, but I think I'd rather go the risk here. We're not looking for a a bat out of hell. Okay, we're looking for a guy who's going to develop and potentially become an All
The wide
American.
receiver one.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
I like
That,
it. I like
that
it.
reminds me, Vince, a little personal question here, just for us two. Okay, so if y'all are listening, take off the headphones. But are any news on our personal fantasy football league?
On ours, I have not gotten started. I know that we are going to switch from from the fantasy app that we were using. The NFL fantasy app is not it. It's been 2 years in a row. I wanted to give them a second chance this past year, and they spoiled it. They soiled
You
it. They
soiled
did
it.
every word in the book that means that they effed up. So it's just a reoccurrent thing that happens. They just don't know how to fix their app. But we are going to switch it up. We have two leagues that we have with our friends. We have a paid league, and then we have one for fun. I think the one for fun, we're going to go ahead and try doing a little bit of Dynasty. I know that we've been talking about that, so I'm pretty interested in doing that. But yeah, those are the plans that I have currently. A little busy at the moment, but it is in development on up in here.
Nice, nice. Now, I really want to ask you, are we going to be experimenting with the auction draft this year? I know you can't do that for Dynasty, but I don't know if you can or not, but an auction
Um,
draft seems pretty
it's
cool.
super strategic. I think I've told you personally that I've done one like with some random people before just to test it out. I always do one like a month before we do our personal ones or we do one for the channel, just to see like how stuff is going and how people are playing, who's coming off early, who's coming off late. But yeah, the auction ones are pretty interesting. It adds another level of strategy. So for you guys who are into that strategy type of drafting and you think that you got regular drafting down to a T, that you're just gonna win the championship regardless, pitch it to your friends, you know? Outperform them in an auction one because it adds another depth, another level of depth to your fantasy experience.
And don't be that guy that goes all in your first overall pick. I mean, don't
Don't
be
do
that
it.
guy because one, you're
Don't
gonna
do it.
screw yourself, right? And then two, you kind of like ruin the whole board where
Yep.
everything's just inconsistent because you basically have one guy who's you know not there, not bidding. So don't be that guy,
Yep.
Reed.
Yeah.
Don't be that guy.
For real, for real. From my experience when I did one, there was always those guys
Oh,
who
we're on the
put
clock.
like, oh shoot, we are. Let's see, let's go tight end here. I definitely think, ooh, this is gonna be hard. Maybe Gasecki
That's what I was
might
thinking
be.
too, or Tyler
Yeah,
Conklin, but we got no time, and we're gonna go with Gesicki, see what he could do out
yeah,
there. I know they invested heavily in tight ends, like what was it, 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and it really didn't work out. They got Hunter Henry, and I forgot the other guy who they got as well, but they were switching off, just rotating almost every other play. They couldn't find any consistency, so hopefully they like Gesicki so much that they keep him in there the entire time. But remember,
yeah. I've,
we're
I've
just
heard,
picking backups now, so he has the
yeah,
potential.
I've heard some news where they're trying to get Gasecki into certain packages, so I think they are gonna utilize him a little bit there in New England. But they do have Juju Smith-Schuster. They got a couple other guys who are gonna eat up some targets. So we'll see how Mac Jones does. It's all dependent on him and how he wants to get the ball out.
Now, I'm looking at everyone's like roster, and everyone has at least two QBs. We are behind here. We need to get a quarterback. And honestly, I want to be wild. I want to invest into a rookie, either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. If not, then I'm gonna go with my guy, Brock the Rock Purdy, baby. The only reason why he's so low, everyone, is because of his injury. Okay, so we don't know if he's going to start. There's a possibility where he doesn't start in the start of the season because of his injury. And I just want everyone to take note as well. Look how low Mac Jones is. All right,
Super low.
super low, behind all the rookies, behind Sam Howell from Washington. How crazy is that? Oh wow,
I
that
think
is
everybody's
crazy.
just lost faith in him, man. We saw this past season his struggles.
Oh
his
wow.
emotional.
Come on, guys.
Wow.
Come on.
Look
Jimmy
at Jimmy G also. That's wild for me.
Well, then again, he still hasn't passed his physical.
This is true. This is
And then
true.
for Trey Lance, I would go up to bat for him again. All right. But it's either Brock Purdy or Trey Lance. So it's either or. So maybe they're counting Trey Lance as a non-starter.
Maybe.
I'm gonna throw that out there, okay? Mac Jones, you have no excuse.
I'm surprised that Kenny Pickett is still there. People have
Baker
been raving
Mayfield.
about him.
Jeez.
That poor guy.
Mike White. Actually, I like Kenny Pickett. I like Kenny Pickett a lot. I think he's going to do, like I said, I think Pittsburgh's going to do good things this year. I'm as how confident I am in picking him as my backup QB. I'm not entirely sure. They did work on the offensive line, but last year they finished with the worst O line in the league, and that is pretty bad. So now we're on the clock. Vince, do you want to take a fun risk and go with a rookie, or do you want to take Kenny Pickett or maybe Brock Purdy for late game?
In my opinion, I think Kenny is my guy here. I think he is going to take another step into his role there with Pittsburgh. Baby
Perfect
hands.
timing. Baby hands,
Uh,
Kenny Pickett. We took baby hands, Kenny Pickett here.
yeah. Oh, DJ Chark.
I like that too. DJ Chark in
Wow.
Carolina. That's going to be nice. And hopefully he's able to revive his career there because he's a very talented wide receiver.
He is.
I like him a lot. I don't know how where did he start off? He started off,
I
I don't
think
want
he
to say
was with
Detroit.
Jacksonville.
Was it Jacksonville?
Yeah, he was with Jacksonville before he went to Detroit. I think he was with Detroit the past like year or two, right? I think it was just last year.
It was just last year.
But yeah,
Or didn't he
from
spend
where I
time in
remember
Chicago? I
him,
want to say he might have spent some time in Chicago.
I'm not 100% sure. I know for sure he was with Detroit, and I know for sure he was with Jacksonville because I remember it was him and one other guy who I really liked like 2 or 3 fantasy seasons ago.
Well, he's gone. So
Yeah, makes sense.
Isaiah Hodgins, nice. Who is this
Let's see,
guy?
John Mechie. I'm excited for John Mechie to finally hit the field. He was someone who got drafted last year by Houston. He had some health concerns. I believe he was going through cancer. I cannot remember what it was. So I'm pretty excited for that guy to hit the field. There was a lot of hype around him before he had his diagnosis with cancer. But Wandale, wow. I kind of liked him, but I just don't know about the wide receivers there in New York.
Who the hell is Josh Downs? I don't have any notes on him.
Indianapolis, Josh Downs.
Has
Not
to be a rookie,
100%
right?
sure.
No, it's not a rookie.
Oh, you clicked on Marvin Jones,
Oh,
yeah.
I did. Oh, there he
Yeah.
is. He is a
Yeah,
rookie.
he is a
Okay, I was about to
rookie.
say, I'm very concerned as far my knowledge. Like, how do I not know this guy if he's been in the league for 2 years?
McCole Hardman. I'm interested to see how Hunter Renfro does this year. I feel like he just fell off of a cliff last year.
I think it's gonna be even worse this year. You got Joshua Palmer here.
That is true. He
We
is
are
one
two
of the
picks away.
best wide receiver backups.
Now
Devontae
I
Parker
wonder,
just got his new deal.
is Devontae Parker so low because of the thoughts of D Hop going over there?
I believe so. We're on the clock right now, so we'll go back up and we'll talk about Devontae Parker in a little bit. I think I still want to take a little bit of a risk here. I don't know. Mechie is not there. Oof, this is gonna be
5 seconds.
something here. Yeah, I guess we'll go Khalil Shakir. I don't know. Honestly, at this point, it's whoever we can get. But I thought Mechie was gonna be there. I think they took him a little while ago.
Yeah, they literally just took him. So I thought you were gonna go with someone like Wandale Robinson, who showed a little bit of promise last year when he had
He
his
did.
chance, but I mean he had an incomplete team. I'm really curious to see if he would actually step up to grab that wide receiver one position because it's up there. It's up for grabs. Who wants it, man?
Yeah, the thing with me is that they're in New York. I don't know what the curse is, but all of those guys usually fall off a cliff after they have a decent season. The only guy who that did not happen to was Odell Beckham, and I mean, as of recently, the past 4 or 5 years, we haven't seen a solidified wide receiver there in New York. That's why I never really like to gamble on those New York wide receivers.
Okay, looks
I think
like everyone has more running backs than we do, so we might want to look in the running back position.
let's see. This will be interesting. I was surprised when Clyde Edwards-Helaire just fell off the face of the earth after that injury. But then again, Kansas City did have a lot of talent. Chase Edmonds on the Tampa Bay Bucks. Forgot about that.
We don't have a lot of, you know, options here. Pierre
There's not.
Strong, Cordero Patterson, Clyde was hilarious, Amar White. What do we do here? I think we just go. Ugh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. Let's go best available.
Do it.
I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that whatsoever. But it's just that we
Was
had no
after New
time.
England.
It was like, oh,
Yeah, man. This is where it gets really hard to see. It's you got to have your research beforehand, especially for these way later guys. We got to have like the inside scoop from each team and who's rising up in the depth charts, who's surprising other people. That's why like once you get to these rounds, what AJ said earlier is really take a risk on those rookies. See how they're doing in their mini camps, see how they're doing in OTAs and training camp. Just follow them throughout the year before the season starts. Because those guys who are making an impact in practice are most likely going to make the biggest impact in the game. Right now, they're building trust with their teams and they just get better and better before the season starts. So always take risk with those rookies, especially in these later rounds if you can.
I think this is our last pick coming up, Vince.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. I believe you're correct. Yeah. Because it's already in round 18, right?
Mm,
Yeah, we got the sixth pick. Let's see. Let's go look at our numbers, see what we have. I know we had like 6 or 7 wide receivers, something like that. I'm wondering if
oh,
we,
ours.
yeah,
Yeah, we have 8 wide receivers.
8 wide receivers. Oof. Let's see. I definitely think we're pretty solid at running back. We probably could get a backup, so I guess we can look at that. I'm pretty satisfied with our quarterbacks and our tight ends. But we'll take a small little peek at quarterback. Let's see who's there still. Jimmy G, Tannehill, Baker Mayfield, Will Levis. Oof, that's
Yeah.
that's
Slim pickings
that's not
here.
good. Yeah. All right, we can go back to running backs. I guess we'll use our knowledge here and see who's the next best available who can possibly be the number two in case someone falls off. Ooh, Michael Carter's like screaming my name just because of the injuries there. I know what's his name? Um,
Brees Hall.
Brees Hall. Yeah, he's coming off an injury, and usually those guys tend to get injured again.
I believe though that they just got a rookie.
Oh yes, they did. I do remember that in
Let's
the
see his
draft.
name. Uh, Israel Abanekanda.
Wow,
Yeah, and he is supposedly
that's a
super
mouthful.
explosive.
That's a mouthful there. Let's see. We are 2 picks away. Ooh, I would love to get Kyle Juice chicks just to say we got juice.
Right? That'd be awesome.
Let's see, we're 1 pick away, so I guess we can go back to the top. Someone just got Edwards-Helaire. I mean, in my opinion,
Oh, Israel's right
I
here.
guess yeah, I guess we can pick him up. We just talked about taking some risk with these rookies, so you
Why is
never
he
know.
here?
I'm very surprised. I think people just don't know who he is.
I'm surprised that he's there too. I have some very good notes on him. Like I say, he's very explosive. full of energy. If Brees Hall can't come back to the way he was or come back and stay healthy, then that's his position. He's an
Yep.
outstanding running back.
Yep. It'll be him and Michael Carter duking it out for that second spot.
I really want to see our team here. So these
Yeah.
guys
Well,
better hurry up. This is the last two picks. So come on, man.
I know. Just pick whoever. You know.
Hunter Renfro went undrafted. Darius
Oof.
Slayton, Chase Claypool, Isaiah Likely, who had a no. Well,
He
because Mark
had
Andrews got
some
injured.
decent.
Yeah,
Yeah. But that's the thing also, 'cause, like Mark Andrews is getting up there in age, so we don't know if Isaiah Likely is gonna have
look at that.
another
Cordero
resurgence.
Patterson from going to one of
He's
the most
gone.
sought out running backs last year to undrafted.
He's gone, man. He's gone. Noah
Puka
Fant.
Naku. I'll
Let's
go and
see.
Jazz will appear here. So let's go to lobby. Let's go to results.
I think
Is
we
it
go to
live?
now go back to drafts.
Drafts
I think it's
complete or active?
completed. Yeah.
Completed.
Right there. There you go.
Here it is.
There we are.
So we got Joe
So
Burrow, Kenny Pickett. Okay, let's grade ourselves here. Okay, Vince.
let's see. Let's see.
Okay, so quarterback positions: Joe Burrow, Kenny Pickett.
I would say based off of Joe Burrow, that's an A to A minus move at where we got him in the fourth round. Then I think Kenny Pickett, he has decent upside, but then he also doesn't have uh like a solidified upside. So he could still probably do similar to what he did last year. It's just dependent on how they want to coach him there and how they want to utilize him. I would give us maybe a B plus, A minus in the quarterback room.
Yeah, I was thinking B plus, but Joe Burrow. Oh, he screwed me in one game and one
Yeah, I
game only
remember.
last year. All he had to do was get how many points? Like
I think it was
6.
just his regular, yeah.
I needed him to
Like,
get 6 points and I win the game. And he was my last player. And I was like, this is Joe freaking
and
Burrow. He's been
he
scoring
threw like
20.
7 picks that game or something.
And then the guy who I was going up against, he was talking so much shit. Oh my gosh. But yes, I would give us a B plus based off of last year's one game performance, Joe Burrow. Thanks a lot. But Kenny Pickett, hopefully you have some upside. Let's go to our running back room. We got Austin Eckler, Saquon Barkley, Dalvin Cook, Rashawn Johnson, Pierre Strong, and Israel Abanikanda.
Wakanda forever.
We have a lot of we have like 3 elites and 3 rookies. Is Pierre a rookie? No, Pierre's not a rookie.
I
Uh,
don't think he is, no.
I think he played a little bit last year, but we got 3 elites and 3 like what the
No
hell are these
names. Who
guys?
are those guys?
I want to
But
see
I
a
think
little
that's
more up
okay.
here.
I
That
think
is,
that's
oh,
okay.
we can't even click on them.
Yeah, we'll have to go to Underdog and tell him, hey, you got to make sure you got some stats and updates on everybody. But
Okay.
I like our top three. I think that's like an amazing top three. If we probably look at other teams, they have nowhere near close to having at least even 2 elite running backs. Maybe that one guy who got Derrick Henry,
Yeah.
but that's about it. I think that we have a solidified 2 every single week, solidified 2 running backs, and then if they're not on a bye week, we got them for what's it called? For the flex. So I think that's good. I think maybe here I would probably say another A minus to B plus because we have a strong trio.
Yeah. I just want to look at this real quick. And it says we kind of reached for Austin Eckler here. Saquon, we got him right
I
where he was supposed
guess.
to.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, we picked him 67. I guess we could have waited another round. I don't think we could have.
Not in our position.
Yeah,
Because I
but all right. What'd you give us?
I would say A minus B plus. If we would have been able to get maybe another starter, I would move us up to A plus. But our last 3 picks were guys who who are not starters who are fighting for that second position. Just because in the middle rounds we were going heavy wide receiver back to back to back.
Yeah, that's very true. I'll give us a B plus there just because it's 50-50. If all those guys can stay healthy, if Dalvin Cook can get a job, we're pretty solid.
Yes, sir.
And to
Now
our most,
here's the
yeah, wide receiver, we got Keenan Allen's our wide receiver one. Then we have Chris Godwin, Jordan Addison, Tyler Boyd, Zay Jones, Juju Smith Schuster, Nico Collins, and Khalil Shakir.
All right. So, here before we grade ourselves and grill ourselves here, because obviously the pick that we got, it was super hard to get one of the top wide receivers the way that the draft was going. Maybe in our second pick we could have went after a really good wide receiver that was still on the board, but I still think that Keenan Allen has the possibility, of course, being the wide receiver one, but obviously trying to get maybe 15 to 20 points a game, right? It's not amazing. Like Justin Jefferson would probably get us like 25 to 30 every game, but Keenan Allen at the position that we picked him at in round 3, I believe. No, round 3. I think that's good positioning for him. Chris Godwin, we got him in round 5. I think that's still good positioning for him. He might not be the wide receiver one, especially with the quarterback issues there. We don't know who the solidified guy is going to be or if he's going to be the main target. So that one kind of drops our score. Then Jordan Addison and Tyler Boyd. I think that's where we start to drop off. So
Yeah,
that's where my thinking is. But we have a lot of guys who are projected to be starters for sure. So they're going to be on the field 90 to 95% of the time when the offense is out there. I think that's still positive, but definitely our running backs are way better than our wide receivers.
just let you know right now, Vince, we are
Yeah.
losing week 5.
Oh yeah, we
Our
got
top
so many
two is
bye
gone,
weeks.
and then our Austin Eckler's gone
Austin
too.
Eckler.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're done week. Oh, then our top tight end's gone too. Njoku's going week 5. Oh my
It's
goodness.
so hard to keep track of that here
Oh,
though, because
it is.
if you guys were watching the whole time, we're having trouble trying to see our roster while we were drafting
Yes,
for
and
some reason.
it's tough talking the whole time as well because usually, like before last year when I drafted, I was just like focused. I had my notepad
In the
here,
zone.
had my notes on the screen, and I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. This and then we have like 22 seconds to make our pick here, and it's just
Yeah.
insane. And we that one guy kept screwing us, man. He kept taking our picks. He took D Hop away from us, but you know what? We're not gonna let it get to us. I'm gonna give us a C plus in our wide receivers. I'm
Yeah,
not
I was
too
about to
happy with
say.
it.
Yeah, wide
Not too
receivers definitely fell a little bit. Just the way the draft was going and our positioning. We just had bad positioning. Sometimes you really can't help it. It's either we were going to try to get good wide receivers and risk not getting the good running backs that we got, or we could have done what we just did and got amazing running backs and mid-tier wide receivers. So yeah, I would agree. I was gonna give us a B minus C plus just because we have guys who are starters, so they have positive turnout.
tight ends. It's not bad, but it's
It's not
kind of
bad.
average. I want to give us a B minus.
Yeah, I was gonna say a B minus just because Mike Gesicki has the possibility of having a pretty good breakout season compared to what he did last year when he was irrelevant. So I think people are scared to pick him up. That's why he dropped to uh, his average draft position of 186, but we got him at 163, I believe. Mike Gesicki, he has talent and he has speed, he has size too. So I think hopefully the Patriots and Mac Jones can utilize him pretty well, especially in the red zone. David Njoku, he has his games. He's pretty average. I remember last year he was averaging around 10 points in PPR leagues. So I still think he's a serviceable tight end. But yeah, week five's gonna be rough for us, AJ.
Yes, it will. But you know what? We just need to get above 250 as far as ranking. As you can see here, first or tournament price breakdown first through 250th. Oh, that's what we got to get, right? 250th
Yeah.
at least to earn something. And that's going to adjust whenever all this fantasy football draft, pre-draft is all over. But
Yeah.
no, super excited, man. I'm honestly really tempted to do another one, but I know we have a lot of stuff to do. So if you guys like this, stay tuned. We will be doing some more mock drafts. Our next mock draft will be next week on Thursday, just because we got a lot going on this weekend and we won't be able to do it. But if you guys really like this, make sure you hit a thumbs up, put it in the comment section. And if you want access to our NSP fantasy football cheat sheets, that will be on our Discord. So make sure you go on our Discord and ask for the fantasy football cheat sheet, and you would receive one. As simple as that. I mean, all you have to do is make sure you're on our Discord, hit that subscribe button, and that's all. But that's all I got, Vince. How do you feel?
I feel good, man. It's always great to just, fantasy season is starting again. It's always a great time of the year when this happens.
Honestly, yeah, it's like Christmas. So excited.
For real.
But thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. We're close to 400 subscribers. And once we hit that, we will be doing a huge giveaway, which will consist of an autographed football. We're not going to tell you who it is, but, it could be Dalvin Cook, could be D-Hop. It could be one of those guys who are still looking for a job. But it will be a current star in the NFL today. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us reach our goal. And until next time, keep on grinding.